Hey-ho! Let's go. Welcome back to our show again this week. You are looking live. Fantasy Baseball Now. We are back. Mike and I are back. Look back at our mock drafts that we participated in through CBS Sportsline. Not just last Wednesday on the air, but an unplanned one last night. It was a lot of fun. We'll go through that. And we're going to get back into our third base position previews. But before we get to all that, as we usually do, we would like to begin the show by asking you the question, where else would you rather be than right here? You know it. Right now.
Right now.
You're Looking Live, Split Studios, episode 71, Fantasy Baseball Now, part of our show, part of the ball9.com podcast network. We both got, raked over the coals, just bad luck last night in that draft with CBS and the associated pundits. I just kept asking by the second round, where's all the good players?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know.
I did have an intro. I did last night. I did draft after probably the fourth pick. I started taking all of my players that I like with upside this year.
Okay.
My breakouts. Starting with the man who's replaced Seth Lugo as my favorite Royal, Vincenzo Pasquantino.
You took him. I was going to pick him, and I knew you were going to grab him right after me. I said, just in case he slides through. I don't remember what round that was in. I can look that up. But, yeah, I knew you were going to pick him. I mean, it was a crazy draft. I took Soto at 5. Coming back in the second round, I didn't want Kyle Schwarber in that spot, but there was just nobody else there. And then the third round, I'm a big believer. Don't draft any positions until 5th round, maybe 4th, depending on the circumstance. I took Ketel Marte in the 3rd round because he's the best second baseman. And I was just, where are all the players? I can't figure it out.
It'll be the interesting thing, and I haven't really dove in because every time I partially looked at the roster, hello Robert. Every time I looked a little bit at my roster from last night, I threw up in my mouth a little bit and questioned any reason why I would ever participate in fantasy baseball. So I haven't side by side looked at the differences in the way the draft played out head to head versus Roto, because last week was a head to head league. Last night was Roto starting lineup only, no bench.
I have 0 closers from last night. I didn't get any up top because I'm stubborn. And then the lower tier, I probably had 8 of them in my queue. Was going to grab 1, maybe 2 coming back from the 5 hole. And they all went. And I said, well, they're gone.
I don't remember what round it was. It had to be like round 8 or I guess it had to be round 9 because it was going down. So I guess it was round 9. I had to do something. I put 13 players in my queue. I was away from my computer for about 1 minute and 40 seconds. I came back. There were 4 guys left. My whole queue got obliterated, and I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that happened to me a couple times. At one point, I was looking for a 3rd outfielder. I had 4 or 5 outfielders in the queue. I said, you know what? I'll put Trout in the queue. He's probably 2 rounds early, and I took him that round because all my guys got picked.
Yeah, my outfield's awful. Second base and shortstop, not great.
So here's the question. Okay, we're getting ready for our league, 36th year for our league. We know some of these owners. Last night was a great lesson when you get in these leagues with people you don't know.
Yeah.
You see a guy and you want him. Don't think you're going to wait a round or 2. You got to go get him.
Yeah, there's no tendency. So you have no idea. Like, you don't have any idea, like, tendency-wise when you're going to get guys. The other thing that happens as time goes on, and you saw it last night, is that like now there's all these articles about breakout guys, and all of a sudden people read them and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot about him. And the breakout guys go earlier than, because it's it's a little bit of recency bias. It's a little bit, it's pretty interesting. I mean, it's pretty interesting, but ADP wise, it pretty much played out. It pretty much played out last night, like pretty close to ADP. I mean, I fucked up a little bit because I took Ramirez at 4 instead of taking Soto.
Thank you.
You know what? I've already drafted Soto, so I'm also like, now this is 4 mock drafts, and I haven't taken the same first pick yet. And part of it's because of where I've been picking, but also part of it is like, let's if this guy's the centerpiece in the first round, now let's build a team. And I'm going to tell you something: building a team starting with a third baseman ain't easy.
No, it's not. It's not. It was. I can't tell you how many times during the show. Welcome, BU.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how many times
wouldn't do Snell for Pascantino. That
during the draft last night, I just kept saying, "Boy, this team sucks. I have to get the bad draft out of the way." The one guy that keeps getting pushed down, I drafted him in both the drafts the last 6 nights. Cade Horton, just he doesn't get any love. He was my big guy all last year. He was the best pitcher in baseball ERA wise from the All-Star break on until he gets hurt 3 weeks to go in the season. He just gets no respect.
No, he doesn't. I got him our first draft. I got him way late, and that's when I took all young pitchers. That team's got McLean, Schlittler, and Cade Horton on it. Nolan McLean. I thought Nolan McLean's ADP would start to drop a little bit with the Peralta trade.
Yeah,
not at all. I thought
got him in the 9th round last night.
I thought Peralta's ADP would bump with that trade. It hasn't moved.
Oh, that's interesting.
He is what he is.
Let me check it. I think I got McLean in the 9th round. The draft dictated that I go offensive heavy early, because that's where all the guys were going. Through 8 rounds, I had one pitcher, and that was Hunter Green. By the way, for those who missed last week, there's a scroller going on. The results you see on the scroller is last week's 12-team head-to-head league that we participated in live on the air. But yeah, I got some guys down there. I took no.
So let me just look at something real quick. Last week's head-to-head first round. Judge, Ohtani, Witt, Ramirez, Carroll, Soto, Dela Cruz, Skubal, Tucker, Acuna, Skeens, Crochet.
Yep.
Last night's first round, Roto, Judge, Ohtani, Witt, Ramirez, Soto, Carroll, Acuna, Tucker, Skubal, Ellie Dela Cruz, Julio Rodriguez, Crochet. Skeens did not go until pick 17.
Correct.
Which I don't know why I thought he was going to. I knew he wasn't going to get to me. But I was surprised that, I guess if Anthony Cates hadn't taken Crochet and had taken Lindor, he would have. He probably convinced himself that he had to choose between one of those two guys, and just took one. And that took him with the first pick, so he wasn't inclined to ponder over it on the second pick.
Yep. Was there a guy out there that last night you picked up that you were shocked was available late?
I would say shocked. I I don't know. I mean, I got Trevor Story at 117. That I mean, I've been taking Garrett Cole. Anyway, I guess you know what? Given the pitchers that were coming off the board, I think getting Eovaldi at 165 that surprised me.
Yeah.
That surprised me a little bit. Everything else is pretty much kind of rolling around. Everybody else I took is pretty much rolling around where they've been where they've been going. I mean, it's
For me, the two other than Kate Horton, which I got 8th pick of the 16th round, Andrew Abbott 14.8, but Merrill Kelly 21st round last night for me, 5th pick of the 21st round. I think he deserves better than that back in Arizona. He seems to do well there.
You took Abbott. And Eovaldi wasn't even in my fucking queue. And Abbott was. And I underestimated you because I figured you weren't smart enough to take Abbott, and you did. And I'm like, shit, I got to make a move. But I've been looking at Eovaldi. I actually was saving him. I was trying to save him I was trying to go back to back with pitchers. And then I looked at my team and I went, shit, I bet maybe I want Carter Jensen. I better take him as my second catcher.
Yep. Yeah, I think the biggest issue I'm having is I'm just way too sober for these midweek drafts.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. I'm just not used to
it. And on top of that draft last night was flying.
Yeah.
That draft, like it said, you're up in 13 picks, and then in a minute I was up in 4.
Yeah. Jimbo, how are you tonight, my friend?
That draft was flying last night.
Yeah.
I mean, last week was an hour, and we were on for an hour and 40 something. So it's probably an hour and a half for hello, Theodore. The last week was a little slower. Last night was a fast draft. Last night was it was moving. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it was really flying.
No, Scott White runs it from CBS. He does a good job keeping it going.
Yeah. He does a really good job keeping it going. And there's probably Uncle Ted, you should be at our live draft. That's like 7.5 hours.
Yes.
Sadly. This guy's taking 4 minutes to make a first round pick. Like there's fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
When me out of my mind.
When you're in the first or second round and you see the guy pull the magazine out, what could you possibly be looking at?
What have you been doing since last August when your team
Hold on. Where's my magazine? I gotta look something up.
Yep. Only one man. That's Bob. Bob's always got the Bob still has the fantasy baseball magazine. Bob's rejecting technology. Bob's a little Amish. Got a little Amish in him. He's got to have paper.
Got to be able to see it.
Got to be able to see it. Got to be able to cross guys off with a pen. That's a great point. The slow draft, you definitely see. You have time.
Yeah. You
have time to anticipate who people like what direction other teams may be going because you got time to look at their roster. Where last night, I could barely keep up with my own roster. That sounds like shit. I need an outfielder.
I've only done one draft like that years ago. We did an auction league. My good friend Brad, rest in peace, sir. I did one. It was great. We did it like over probably 4 weeks. Todd might remember, BU. But that was a lot of fun. Give you a nice pause from working. You take a little unauthorized break.
Yeah, that's true. I'm looking to, so they have ADP compared to where guys were taken, right? And this is on CBS now. It's been pretty chalk. I think Soto and Carroll are going back and forth between 5 and 6.
He does fall asleep during the draft, but Bob, you got to know when Steve falls asleep at the draft, alcohol induced, he wins like every year.
Yeah, yeah. That's why Bacardi's been banned. But I'm trying to see if I like where I might have really reached. I'm just looking to see where I might have really reached. I mean, I was a little reach on Drake Baldwin, but I needed a catcher, but that's only 121 versus 128 ADP.
Yeah, it was 9th round, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I might have. I mean, I was surprised that, I mean, pretty much. I mean, based on ADP, I got Carter Jensen at a discount because he's 200 versus, or I took him at 200 and he's 191. Ranger Suarez, I got at 198. He's 189. I mean, I guess people are terrified of the injury for Carlos Rodon. That's why he's in the 230s. But
yeah,
I mean, I got Casey at 268 and he's at 253. So not really. I mean, I got Brandon Donovan with my last pick at 293, and he's at 268 ADP, and I got Ballesteros at 316, and he's at 282.5. I mean, that's kind of. I'm kind of surprised. Like I'm just kind of surprised that this draft went about as chalk as it was going to go, as it could have gone from a roto standpoint versus ADP. And if I look at the head-to-head, I mean, head-to-head, like there were guys all over the place.
Who got probably my biggest pivot last night? You know what position went way too fast was first base. We hit the 7th round. Anybody that I would have wanted was gone.
Yeah,
So I
they
drafted Soderstrom. I grabbed Soderstrom, put him at first. Thought I was good. Then we get to round 19. I needed an outfielder. The best available was Helio Ramos. Wait a minute. What first baseman is available? And it was Christian Walker, who I can't stand, but he's better than Ramos. So you get into a draft, you got to know how to work the website. I went in and moved Soderstrom to outfielder and drafted Walker in the 19th round for my first baseman. That's probably my best pivot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, guys went. Sal Stewart's getting a lot of love. Sal Stewart's getting a lot of love, man. He went earlier. He went earlier than I expected him to go. And where did the probably the biggest player bump last night was the first time Sir Anthony Dominguez has been drafted. And that comes right off him signing with the White Sox, and it's the first draft I've done that Grant Taylor wasn't drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't discriminate, Bob. We'll take the Japanese player. We'll take the Asian players. We're not. They went fairly late last night.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like they went I feel like they went fairly late. I mean, with the exception of Yamamoto, who's not going to go late anywhere. I mean, he's going to get picked in the first 3 rounds in every draft, in every open draft, just because we drop off after the big 3 pitchers, like with Wheeler being out and Colby and not starting the season, that you got to take them. How about O'Neill Cruz at 98 last night and the fun that I had with that?
He, it's funny. I don't put a lot of stock in projections at this young way. I read them more just for curiosity.
Yeah.
CBS has updated some of their projections. Like they have Nick Kurtz at 11 overall, which I love because I own him. But they have O'Neill Cruz like in the top. Now I can't remember. Top 30 of it. They have him projected at 255. I'm like, what metric would tell you that he's going to bat 55 points higher than last year when he's done nothing since then other than get benched against lefties in meaningless games down the stretch?
Right. As I said last night, and I like the analogy I got back was he's like hitting on 17. Like, you shouldn't do it, but when you do it really and it hits, it pays off. And somebody said it's more like split tens, which was great. So last night Akamoto went at 180. When did Scott White took Maya, but when did he take him? Scott White took Lawrence Butler last night, and I've read 4 different things about Lawrence Butler and his splits since mid-season of a year and a half ago, and there is not a world that I live in where I will take Lawrence Butler on my team.
He wasn't very good last year.
If he turns it around and he has a good year this year, then somebody else can enjoy it. But everything says no. Like
he had a monster second half 2 years ago. Last year he sucked.
Sasaki at 206. Murakami at 225. I may have went way. He went way before this. I just can't find him.
I'm trying to find him. He wasn't on Scott White's team.
Yeah, I'm just trying
for him. Oh, there he is.
He had to be in a 170.
Millerick, the other Sean M. in the draft, grabbed him 14th round, 4th pick.
Yeah, so 160. So he went at 160, and he probably maybe should be going a little higher than that. He is at NFBC. He is where the hell is he? Well, he's not that. NFBC. He is, 393 drafts. He's 174.53.
Wow.
But he was trended way up from the middle of November and then to the 1st of December, and then he flatlined to about the first week of January, and now he's dropping.
What's the strategy with ADP?
I think it depends on what source you use, frankly. I mean, I got to tell you, 393 drafts is a pretty good indicator of where guys are going. That's
a good sample size for sure.
That's a lot. That's a big sample size. Ryan O'Hearn was not drafted last night. To me, it's a good indicator, if of nothing else, where the rest of the world thinks these guys, like where the rest of the world these guys are taken. But quite honestly, I use it to see if I'm stealing somebody.
Yeah.
Like if I like somebody, I like somebody. I'm not going to worry about ADP. And if I'm afraid that, like, you get in a league that you've been with a bunch of guys for 30 something years, and who people like, you have to grab guys earlier than you might want to sometimes because other people like them.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said about ADP. It's not a guide for me. I have my list. I know who I like. But the thing you got to watch out for if you're in a live draft room.
Ted does not like ADP.
Apparently not. He's not a fan. He is not a proponent. But here's where when I put in my draft room, I rank them by ADP. You know why? Because if I see a guy is about 5th or 6th best available, somebody else is seeing that's really relying on those numbers. So you got to know.
Yeah.
If they're visible in the top half of that draft room screen, they're going to get picked.
Right. And Ted, you're right. That's exactly how you use it, because the who's left thing is, let's say you're in round 10, right? So you're 120 picks in, and somebody that's at a 90 ADP is still sitting there. Like like, wait a minute, maybe I better figure out why is this guy still there? Did I forget about him?
Yeah.
Like, did everybody just forget about this guy? Like, everybody picked shortstops, and all of a sudden this guy's still sitting there. 5 shortstops went up the board. It's the 3rd round. Trey Turner's still there. Like, it's like that kind of shit happens all the time. And you're right. Too many people just rely on ADP, and they don't look at the 35 other factors that need to go into how they're going to be productive, right? They don't consider that, guys on the Royals with power could have bumped 10 or 12 spots in the last 2 weeks since they announced the fence is moving in. They, Brandon Sproat might have got a bump because he got traded to the Brewers and he could be starting, and people don't pay for that.
Yep.
They don't pay attention to it. They don't think about it. They don't think about, they just signed this guy. What's that mean for this guy's playing position? Because I'm going to tell you, freaking Matt Shaw is still way higher than he should be, given he's going to be a utility player.
Yes.
Right? Like, Matt Shaw still has a much higher ADP than he should have for the role that he's going to fill for the Cubs.
True.
Like, I mean, maybe he'll play 3 games a week. Maybe.
And he's righty.
And it's a righty. So Ted wasn't taking him anyway.
Yes. For those of you that don't like right-handed hitters, Uncle Ted.
And that's that point when we get to third baseman, that's why I'm down on Bregman.
Yeah.
Unless you're Dave Kingman or Andre Dawson. And since they built all those buildings and expanded the bleachers and put the rooftop bleachers in, left field's not, hitting them on the Waveland Avenue is not a thing anymore. Used to be.
Well, hold on. Sorry.
I mean, the days of the 1918 day games in Wrigley Field are over because the wind doesn't blow out to left like it used to there. They're going to regret. Maybe regret substituting Bregman for Tucker. Maybe not defensively. They won't. They improved defensively, but you don't draft any. You don't get in one single roto draft worrying about how guys are going to play defensively. Not one. It never factors.
Yeah, well, speaking of third baseman, shall we pivot?
We certainly can.
The hot corner rankings.
We certainly can. So these were done. These have not been updated. These guys, this has not been updated. The ADPs have not been updated since 2 weeks ago when we were prepared to do this and we did the draft instead. So, but I haven't seen anything that's changed either side of us. Nothing's changed in the last 2 weeks that would make us reconsider moving any of these guys anyway. Probably.
I would move Suarez down right now if I was doing this again. I thought he'd be signed by now.
You think?
I think he's not dumb. He's going to end up going to a park that's partial to him. Right? He still has suitors out there. He doesn't have to go back to Seattle with his tail tucked between his legs and go hit
Nice in a Pirates uniform.
What's that?
He'd sure look good in a Pirates uniform.
He would look great in a Pirate uniform. And I could see him denting the monster.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what he's asking for? I mean, who knows? He might be asking for more years than anybody's comfortable with. Maybe somebody just wants to give him 2. Maybe somebody's trying to wait him out and see if they can get him on a 1 year with an option. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, we're pretty close. I mean, we're obviously 1-2 or 1-2. It's not even, frankly, all that debatable that 1-2 or 1-2. It pained me to put Machado at 3.
He keeps producing.
I mean, we both like Austin Riley and Mikhail Garcia. Riley with a comeback, and I'm gonna taking Braves offensive players might not be the worst move in your world this year, because I think they're gonna have a big bounce. I mean, everybody's saying the Mets are going to win the division, blah 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 blah. All the moves they made. And they traded for a guy that doesn't give a rat's ass about baseball, Luis Robert. I mean, whatever. I mean, you still got to win on the field, and the Braves' offense is more complete 1-9. Not the superstars that the Mets have in the middle of their lineup, but more complete 1-9. If they got to get shortstop figured out, but
I feel the same way about the Orioles, and that's why Westberg is in my rankings. You have him higher than I do.
I like a big bounce back for him this year. He was hurt all last year.
Yeah.
He was hurt all last year. And I don't know, you know what? As I can't quit Royce Lewis. I can't.
No, I know that.
I mean, I've kicked him out of the house 4 times.
Yeah, but you still have his poster above your bed. So
verbally abusive to me, fucking doesn't pay child support, a fucking full deadbeat. Yet he comes back with a suitcase and I let him right back in the front fucking door.
Absolutely.
I just 1 year he's going to be healthy for like a Byron Buxton like year, and everybody is going to be regretting not having 35 homers and 20 stolen bases at third base on their team. With I won't say he's going to have 100 RBIs because I don't think they're going to score 100 runs this year. They're not a good team. But like I am not. Like, I mean, I know you like Muncy on this list.
You know why?
Can't
He puts up the same numbers every year.
But he does it in 4 3-week periods, and then the rest of the year you can't play him.
At the end of the year, his numbers are always consistent, and they're not bad.
No, you're right. And he's lefty, Ted. Thank you for.
And he's lefty.
There's that, and he's got glasses now. That seemed to help.
He's the kind of guy. If you start tinkering with him and take him out of the lineup when he gets cold, that's when you get screwed.
Oh, look, I've had him on my National League only team by default.
Yeah, let him play
for 3 years. I never keep him. I always draft him. He gets hurt for a period of time, makes me pick up some dreg National League third baseman that I want nothing to do with. I mean, I'm a little. So Muncy and Lewis we talked about, and the only other difference between the two of us is you have Caleb Durbin, and I have Isaac Paredes, and I want to believe that there's value with Isaac Paredes, but I'm not 100% sold on. I'm not 100% sold on the Astros lineup.
Yep.
I'm not 100% sold on the Astros in general, but I'm not going to discount them because they'll be in it because they until somebody blows up their stadium and everybody in it, they're going to be in it. Like they got whatever they got. And they got Hunter Brown, and they got M.A. and, Christian Javier coming back, who's not been drafted in any league that I've been in. Not one. They have one of the 5 best closers in baseball if they get a chance to use them. Altuve still there. Jordan plays a full season. Their lineup changes entirely.
Oh, he's a monster. He's to me
when
he's healthy. He's one of the scariest bats
last year. Pena he's undervalued to me at short. Like he is undervalued, and it's probably the depth of the position.
Yep,
that Pena is undervalued, but he's probably getting the proper love draft wise. But I think a lot of you don't get the top 6. Then you just like hang around and get a shortstop when you get a shortstop.
Yeah, exactly.
Your guy, the singles hitter, didn't get drafted last night.
The singles hitter?
Yeah, Jacob Wilson.
I drafted.
You drafted him?
Yes.
See, I told you the draft was moving fast. I was missing him.
There was a run on shortstops. I'm like, he's the only one left.
I looked at today and I'm like, wait, did I? Was Jordan Westberg in that 9999 ADP thing that people forget to look at sometimes, and he didn't get drafted? And I'm like, yeah, he did.
Yeah, the shortstop I had lined up. I was going to take Mookie Betts in the 3rd round. I think it was the 3rd round. I had him all lined up, maybe 4th round, and he went right in front of me. And that's kind of when it started. My queue just started getting robbed.
It does. It is. I had Colson Montgomery. I want to say round 12 last night to take as a middle infielder, and he got scooped.
Yeah.
They're going to be the White Sox are an interesting team.
They are.
Murakami could be a sleeper third base pick.
The White Sox are like the A's. Who's going to pitch? But beyond that, offensively, they're going to be a lot of fun.
Lennon Sosa is also, third base eligible. Cameron Arrow's a freak. is a freak. I mean, and Kyle Teal at catcher, and I mean, they hit last year, and they got Andrew Benintendi. You can't forget about that. Straw that stirs the drink on the south side. Jesus. Yeah, new ballpark, 2 years, it sounds like. When that ballpark will get done, it sounds like. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Caminero and with Diaz and with some of their power hitters from last year in Tampa when they go back to the Dome. Instead of playing 81 games in a minor league ballpark and a spring training facility with trees in left field that umpires can't figure out whether the ball's fair or foul. Idiots. Idiots. We'll do outfielders next week. I may have to regroup on that one. I'm gonna have to relook on outfielders. There's been some movement that might make me reconsider. Probably definitely better for Pepio and all the other young pitchers they have for sure. To go back into that fucking toilet bowl with a roof on it.
Yeah, we'll get into pitchers in 2 weeks. Pepio's the name I'm hearing. He's on the watch out for upside list this year.
We'll do outfield and the 2 DHs next week.
Yeah.
2 DHs worth talking about.
Yep.
And make fun of Marcelo Ozuna. We'll make fun of him a little bit next week.
Yeah, we'll set the over-under on Giancarlo Stanton, 370.5 at bats.
Probably about right. We'll do a 5-year trend on that. We'll set an over-under based on 5 years of at bats. If he has less than 250, they got nothing.
Well, they got Cody Bellinger back.
Well, that's a good move for
They're running back the same team.
Mostly.
Well, I digress. You got Paul DeJong. Sorry.
Yeah, as Emily Nyman posted a picture of her building a Lego trash truck with a recycling label on the side. I said it's a metaphor for the Yankees signing Paul DeJong. What the hell? I like Ryan Weathers. I still think there's another move coming. Not a free agent move either. I think there's a trade. There's a trade coming someplace there that
I like Will Warren too, Uncle Tim.
would be a surprise. There's still guys that are going to get moved. There's still guys that are going to get moved.
I think the Yankee offseason from hell started with the QO to Trent Grisham, $22 million. That's where it started.
It didn't help.
Nope.
That's one of those where the whole nerd room goes, oh, we didn't see that coming. Well, then that's why you're the fucking nerd room, you idiots. What do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to go out? You think he's going to go out in the open market and somebody's going to give him $30 million a year off a career year? Or they're going to look at all the rest of his stats and go, well, that's an outlier.
Yep.
If he does it again, come back to see me next year. Yeah, Framber's an enigma in this market.
Framber's going to Baltimore.
That's where he should go.
That's where he should go.
That's where he should go. I don't think that's where he's going to end up. I don't think that's where he's going to end up.
Well, you cross up one catcher and you're just screwed for life. You're a pariah.
How about that? Could be.
Yeah. Kind
of like you videotape somebody's practice and you deflate footballs and you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
True. No, I'll tell you what, since you brought it up.
Someplace Carlos Beltran is giggling.
Since you brought it up, you know why he didn't make it? I'm going to tell you why.
He's a dick.
Okay, the other reason.
He cheated.
Well, he did. At least times 2 that he got caught on.
Yeah.
He didn't make it because the good old boy network is shoving Robert Kraft through, and that phony is so soft. God forbid he share the dais with Bill Belichick. So they're going to make Belichick wait a week. They're doing that as a thing
Yeah,
for Kraft to
could
not
be.
muddy that and say, well, Kraft and Belichick are going in together because they're linked. They hate each other. They did that. That's what Bill Polian was doing in that room. Give Kraft his moment. You can get Belichick next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Patriots, the only team whose massage room is in a strip mall in Waltham.
Yeah. So to me, that's why. That's what they did. To me, that's about Robert Kraft's ego.
It's probably right.
Yep.
It's probably right. I just think it's hysterical. I think it's hysterical because it's easy to because it's easy to
Yes, Uncle Ted. He was busted after. In
it's
his car.
easy to equate Bonds and Clemens to Belichick and then look at people that rail on the fact that Bonds and Clemens should never get in the Hall of Fame because they cheated, yet are out of their minds that Belichick's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, but you know why? We've been over that. Baseball is so beholden to its numbers. That's baseball's thing that it has than any other sport has. Hockey doesn't have it outside of the NBA Wilts 100. Numbers don't mean as much. Baseball is identifiable with their numbers. That's why baseball is so taboo.
Yeah, and the writers are chicken shits.
That too.
And it gives them an opportunity to flex their muscle once a year and show everybody how smart they are by voting for one person of a 10-person ballot. And
Yeah.
that one person being David Wright. Like it's like fucking those ballots were out there. And it's like, why vote?
True.
Like if you're gonna make a mock, you can't explain it. You can't explain a ballot that only has David Wright on it. And I'm not saying that David Wright is or isn't a Hall of Famer. This has nothing to do with David Wright. David Wright's not a Hall of Famer. Didn't play long enough. And just there's a number of those guys, but then to completely ignore other guys that are on the ballot who are maybe Hall of Fame worthy, maybe not, and just not vote for anybody else but one guy to make a statement. Like, what are you doing?
Nobody wants to see writers make a statement.
Right.
Vote
That's
for the
the
Hall
guy
of
that
Fame.
didn't vote for Jeter. Like you're making a state. Why?
Yeah.
There weren't 10 other guys on the ballot that are someday going to get in the Hall of Fame and you don't want them to drop off that year. It's just like, that's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But that's the system and it is what it is. And it's like that for all of them. And you got people that hold grudges that aren't going to vote for people. You've got backroom deals being made, which could very well be the case with Kraft and Belichick. Could very well be the case. I would not put it past the NFL owners, those idiots.
Yep.
To do something like that. What owner has had any influence? The only owner that's had influence over the NFL in the last 40 years, and I hate to say this, is Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Because he built that stadium, he marketed that stadium, he tried to sell his own. He changed licensing in the NFL.
He did. He's a master marketer. He can't run a team for
sure
shit.
is. And he's
a master marketer.
He changed the revenue scheme for everybody, including the players, with revenue sharing because he generated so much revenue by building that stadium off that brand.
Yeah.
But before that, the Rooneys are left, the Maras are left. I mean, there's dribblings in Chicago. I mean, there's not a lot of owners that are still in the league that built the league.
Yeah.
So what you know what, they all get in a room and they look at television contracts and they go, let's put us on 11 platforms. Like, that's not changing the game. That's just pissing the fan base off.
Yeah.
It's just pissing the fan base off. And it's like, just like fucking cash clown's going to get in. And all he's done is like divide baseball fans from the game. That's all he's done. Yeah, you're right. NFL on Fox wasn't even a thing.
Nope. CBS and NBC.
I mean, say everything you want to say about the guy. He's a terrible general manager. He's whatever he is and whatever he isn't. He put more money in the NFL's pockets than any owner in the history of the league.
Sure.
But what has Robert Kraft done for the NFL to make him worthy of being in the Hall of Fame? Owned a team that won Super Bowls? I mean, he has no, didn't fire Belichick 10 years earlier, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
What's he done? What's he done to make the game better? Showed humanity by getting busted at a friggin' rub and tug in Tampa. Is that
extra time for his plane flew to Kansas City for the playoff game. He had an extra hour.
Yeah, that's true.
What else is he supposed to do?
Oh, it's like people yelling at CJ Abrams for hanging out at a casino that's 2 blocks away from the ballpark. I mean, come on.
Sure.
He's already there. He's just got to walk across the street.
It's in the vicinity.
You want him getting car service or Uber to get to the ballpark and come in late because of traffic when he can just walk 4 blocks? I mean, cut the guy some slack.
Yeah.
Game doesn't start till 4. He's good. He got there at 1. Maybe he was drunk and out of money, but what's wrong with that?
All right.
I call that Wednesday.
Story of my life. All right. On that note,
thank you everybody for joining. Gave us
for the interaction. Uncle Ted, Bobby, Todd, Smoke Brady did. Very good. All right.
Let's try it out on the dog first, see if it'll work.
Please do, Uncle Ted. Outfielders next week.
Outfield probably 8:00 next Wednesday. Does that sound right?
That's the plan.
That's the plan. If it changes,
all right.
You guys will all be the second to know.
Sure. Later.